For half a century, space was a realm of exploration and peaceful scientific endeavors. Today, it has become the ultimate strategic high ground, and the new battlefront is not defined by stars or planets, but by satellites. At the heart of this new conflict is a clash between two colossal, competing visions for global dominance: Elon Musk's Starlink and China's Beidou navigation system. This is a silent war for the control of the global internet, navigation, and ultimately, military superiority. The fate of global connectivity rests on a constellation of thousands of small, fast-moving satellites. Starlink, deployed by SpaceX, is more than just commercial broadband. It is a dual-use asset, providing critical low-latency internet access to US troops, intelligence assets, and allies across the globe, especially in areas where ground communications are compromised. It has proven its resilience and strategic value, making it a vital piece of American infrastructure. China sees this network not as an internet provider, but as a direct military threat that must be countered or disabled. China's answer is the Beidou navigation satellite system. While officially a civilian service, Beidou is Beijing's strategic effort to break free from America's GPS dominance. Its true purpose is to provide China's military, the PLA, with absolute, secure navigation and targeting capabilities, ensuring that any future military action can be executed without reliance on Western technology. But Beidou is also expanding its global reach, attempting to create a financial and technological bloc that is completely independent of the US lead infrastructure. The tension is mounting in low Earth orbit, LEO. This close proximity of thousands of competing satellites creates a high-stakes environment where one accident could cripple the world. This is the red zone of space. A single cyber attack, a failed anti-satellite test, or even a deliberate collision could trigger a cascading failure, creating a massive debris field that effectively locks the US military and global communications out of space. The ultimate strategic question is chilling. If the US military's eyes and ears are in LEO, what happens when a geopolitical rival decides to blind them? The attack doesn't come with an explosion, it comes with a complete, terrifying silence. The failure isn't physical, it's digital. A clever Chinese cyber operation sneaks into Starlink's ground station network using fake identities. They don't destroy the satellites, they simply paralyze the system. A subtle code injection disrupts the satellite-to-satellite communication links, rendering large swathes of the Starlink constellation inert or worse, sending them conflicting and erroneous commands. The consequences for the United States military are immediate and catastrophic. Thousands of miles away, US Navy vessels suddenly lose their high-speed data links. Drones relying on Starlink for real-time video feeds go dark. But the most terrifying impact is on the battlefield in a hypothetical conflict zone. US forces relying on the network for tactical communications find their command and control systems instantly degraded. The ability to coordinate troops, share real-time intelligence, and execute precision strikes evaporates. The world's most technologically advanced fighting force is suddenly fighting blind, relying on archaic backup systems that are slow, vulnerable, and decades behind the curve. The Pentagon is gripped by panic. Analysts debate frantically, is this a warning shot or the opening salvo of a major kinetic attack? The strategic dilemma is paralyzing. Retaliate against the cyber threat and risk escalating the conflict into a full-blown space war, or attempt a slow, painful restoration while the enemy maintains a decisive advantage. The sheer complexity of Starlink with thousands of interconnected nodes means that restoring the network could take days, and the damage caused by the communication blackouts during those critical days could be irreversible. China has achieved a strategic victory by simply creating confusion and darkness in the digital realm. This demonstrates the new reality. Space war is no longer science fiction. It is a highly effective form of digital siege. By targeting commercial infrastructure like Starlink, China can achieve a military paralysis that a conventional invasion could never accomplish. The weapon of choice is no longer an anti-satellite missile, but a meticulously crafted line of code, proving that the nation that controls the high ground of orbit controls the tactical reality on the ground. The immediate crisis passes, but the fundamental realization remains. The US and its commercial assets are uniquely vulnerable in space. The Starlink attack forces a terrifying revaluation of military doctrine across the globe. The concept of deterrence is shattered. How do you deter an attack that is invisible, untraceable, and uses commercial infrastructure as its shield? This incident triggers a massive, unprecedented investment by the US government into three core areas: resilience, retaliation, and regulation. Resilience. The US military mandates that all critical assets must immediately diversify their satellite communication dependencies. This means shifting budget to build smaller, redundant, and rapidly replaceable LEO constellations, designed to be hardened against cyber penetration and capable of being deployed quickly, much like space-based lifeboats. Retaliation. The US begins aggressive development of its own counterspace cyber capabilities. The goal is to create a digital deterrent, a digital shot across the bow, capable of temporarily disabling or disrupting rival navigation systems like Beidou, matching China's new advantage with its own regulation. The US works furiously to establish new international rules of the road for space, aiming to delegitimize and outlaw the targeting of civilian infrastructure like Starlink, though this effort is severely hampered by China's and Russia's veto power at the UN. The true winner of this space war, regardless of the cyber outcome, is the nation that is the most strategically sound. China's Beidou system, while less technologically sophisticated than Starlink, is fully integrated and state-controlled, providing a singular point of command. Starlink, for all its brilliance, is a private company, creating a legal and operational gap that China exploited. The final lesson is clear. The conflict for the 21st century will be decided in low Earth orbit. The moment a nation can blind its rival's eyes and cut its voice in space, that nation holds absolute strategic superiority on Earth. The space war is no longer a future threat. It is the new, terrifying reality of modern conflict.